Hey, it's Skilla. This is Nerd Stuff with Skilla again. I just wanted to talk a little bit more about American Horror Story Cult, the first episode, before the next week's episode comes out. And I did a little bit more thinking about a couple of things that happened in this episode. When the episode came out, I kind of talked about how I wasn't sure how Winter changed her perspective so quickly. But I think that time changes in the third act when she's being interviewed for the job and they're flashing back to where her and Kai are having their conversation about her fears and weaknesses and stuff like that. You notice that her hair actually has like more roots showing, or it's filmed in a way so that it looks like her hair is grown out longer to, I think, represent a difference in time. During that scene, when she's talking to Kai, obviously it takes place at different times, but I think that takes place probably a couple of weeks before she actually goes to do her interview. So he's had a little bit of time to do whatever it is that he does to her, to make her want to be on his side with this horrible thing that he plans on doing. Aside from that, I think we can pretty much say that there are real clowns and there are fake clowns. I think that the clowns that Allie saw in the supermarket are real, because they're the same ones who come back and kill the Chang family. Even though Winter says that Oz is lying about it, I think that obviously it actually happened, that the clowns came in and killed him, and I think that the cop who told them it was a murder-suicide either was just trying to get them off of his case or is on the side of Kai and whoever else he's involved with in all of this. Allie is definitely having visual hallucinations, for sure. That means that we're going to see a lot of clowns that aren't real and a lot of clowns that are real. Another thing, I think that it's interesting that a lot of the promo material had a lot of imagery that had to do with hair. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do a lot of storytelling that has to do with people's characters' hair throughout this season, especially since I noticed the difference in the roots on Winter. Well, a ton of the promo material had all of these clowns that were just completely shaved bald, and then like there were the ones where the clowns were doing their little circle chant thing around the lady with the blue hair. And I don't know if that was Winter or somebody else. I'll have to go back and watch again. Firstly, Winter and Kai are siblings. I'm, almost 100% positive. At first, I thought that the house that they're in was an apartment because there's so many doors on the level that Kai comes out of originally. But because Mr. Chang says later on that he's still living in his parents' basement, maybe he actually knows Kai and is actually referencing part of his life there. And him and Winter are just siblings. They live in the same house. They talk to each other kind of how siblings do, even though that conversation that they had in the second, pinky promise scene was kind of weird, and I would never have that kind of conversation with my brothers. Ever. I think that also they're drawing a through line between Allie and Ivy's relationship and Kai and Winter's relationship. If some of the promo material, it looked like Winter was going to be kind of the public face of this movement. She's more non-threatening looking than Kai is. And then with Allie and Ivy, Allie is the front of house for them, for their restaurant, and then Ivy's the person in the kitchen with the knives, she says. The knives in the fire is what she says when they're having their conversation at lunch before Kai throws the coffee on them. So I think what they're getting out there is that Kai is going to be the guy pulling the strings, and that Winter is going to be the front of house, the person who's presenting her public face to the people who they're trying to get in on their cult situation. I think I feel pretty positive about that. I think that's definitely going to happen. Clearly Kai in the next couple episodes is going to be running for office, but I think that his public office face is going to be different from him running a cult. I don't think that he's going to be running, I don't think he's going to be running for office under the pretense of, hey everybody, let's start a cult. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to try to run for office, maybe even get into office, but his side project is going to be starting whatever it is that he's starting. And Winter is going to be somebody who is commercial material for that. I think that's kind of what I'm getting the vibe of. I rewatched the scene where Kai throws the coffee on Allie and Ivy. And I think it's possible that him and Ivy know each other. When she looks at him, her face almost looks like she definitely recognizes him somehow. I saw on another channel where somebody had asked the question, is it possible that Kai could be Oz's father? I think that's a possibility. Somehow, I don't know how that would work out or how they'd tell that story. But that could be the thing that made him a humiliated man, which is what he says at the like community board meeting. The most dangerous thing in the world is a humiliated man. Maybe he feels humiliated that Ivy and Allie are raising a son that is his together. I'm not 100% sold on that theory, but I think it's definitely possible, and that could explain why he's specifically targeting them, because I think it goes deeper than him just having a bias against homosexual relationships, maybe. I think it would be really weird if he just chose to target one homosexual couple rather than targeting all of them, or just targeting a random group like he did with the urine condom situation. So that's what I think. Drop a comment down below if you agree or disagree with what I said today, or if you have any other comments, or maybe some proof that I'm wrong on something that I've said. And I will see you on Tuesday, I believe. Thank you for watching, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Drop us a like if you think that I said something that was interesting.